Straw Hut Media.
Happy holidays, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Release Date Rewind, an AI-free podcast that celebrates milestone anniversaries in movies. It's your host, Mark J. Parker, a film lover and filmmaker, and we have a very fun 20-year-old Christmas movie to celebrate today. Thank you for listening on your favorite podcast app, thanks to the Straw Hut Media Network, or on the You Run Podcast Network, or watching on YouTube. The wacky 2005 comedy Just Friends just had its 20th anniversary a few weeks ago, so 'tis the season to talk about it, and many of you voted for it in my recent Instagram poll, so this is a popular one. So grab your friends and your high school rivals, wear your fat suits. Actually, no, don't do that at all. And if you'd like to watch or rewatch this movie before continuing, it's currently streaming in the US on Peacock until the end of December. All right, pop stars and record label execs, let's detour to Trenton, New Jersey, right near where I grew up, because it's time to rewind. Well, my friends, the time has come for one of my favorite guests to finally be back. I've been on his show quite a lot. We can talk about movies and have talked about movies for hours and hours. Everybody, welcome Gaius from Back to the Blockbuster. He is back on Release Date Rewind, Mr. G Reels himself. Hey, Gaius, how's it going?
Thank you for having me again. It's crazy because you've been on our show a lot, and I think I've only been on this. This is the second.
This is the third time.
Third. You're right. No,
so
you're right.
The first time was Candyman.
Yeah.
Second time was She's All That.
She's All That.
Varsity Blues. Yep.
With my buddy David.
With David. He's great. Absolutely. Yeah. We chat all the time. So yeah, that was a fun little 1999 double feature. And now is time to talk about Just Friends, which I've always loved, but I don't really think about it a lot. And it sounds like you're kind of the same vibe, like really fun movie. But like, when was the last time you've seen Just Friends?
Before this morning, it had been years. I saw it, oddly enough, I saw it in theaters.
Oh yeah, me too.
But then maybe once or twice after that, but it had been like a really long time. And it's one of those movies that I was like so far removed from that.
Oh yeah.
As stuff was playing out this morning, I was like, oh yeah, that happens in this. I was like, and I remember, I was like, I don't remember a lot of it. But then, the thing I remember the most was Anna Faris, who that steals almost every comedic movie that she's in.
Oh yeah. And if it goes too long without seeing her, I'm like, where's Anna Faris, right?
Where is she at? And she really is the MVP of the movie for me. But yeah, it had been like a really long time and I forgot so much of it. And
yes.
And I actually have friends that really do love this movie. Like we were talking offline that I know it is I see it pop up on Christmas movie lists a lot.
Yeah.
And I have friends that watch it during Christmas. And I know it takes place during Christmas. And I know there's a lot of Christmas iconography all over the movie, but I never really think of it as I should put this on my list of yearly Christmas movie watching.
Way, right? Yeah, it's like,
right,
because I'm in the same kind of boat, guys. I hadn't watched this. I watched it earlier this morning. I hadn't watched it in years. I loved it in the theater. I might have seen it twice in the theater. I remember quoting Anna Faris's lines. We'll talk more about her character, Samantha James, right? Not Samantha Jones.
Yeah.
Right? Because even in my notes, I'm like, wait, no, it's not Jones. But and I don't think I ever bought it on DVD, but I loved it. It was so funny. It does make me laugh. But then it's like one of those movies that you really like, and then you like other movies, and then this just sort of disappears and just you always will be like, oh yeah, Just Friends, good. But it's not like it's an annual rewatch, which is funny because it is a Christmas movie. So it's weird how you don't really.
And I read it has a cult following now.
Yeah. Definitely.
I read some people that said that it really has a bigger life after its theatrical run. And
yes,
I always make fun of those
theater, right? I mean,
it did moderately okay.
Yeah, it was normal.
And, it's one of those things where people post online where they'll post something huge in pop culture, and someone will say I swear there's another part of this world that I'm unfamiliar with. So when it said that it was a cult favorite now and a cult following, I was like, there is definitely parts of this world that I am unfamiliar with. I didn't know that it it got this like second life.
Yeah, I guess I didn't either. I mean, I know I every now and then I do see clips and memes of mostly always Anna Faris from the movie. Sometimes Ryan Reynolds in the fat suit, right? I remembered the I Swear, the song, of course, that starts and ends the movie, very funny and silly and cheesy. But yeah, that is funny how sometimes you just completely miss the trend. Like I just binged this new show All Her Fault with Sarah Snook from Succession.
I gotta
Have you heard about
that.
that?
I heard that.
It's
Those
good, and Dakota
so
Fanning's great. It's good. It's like 8 episodes. I do think it should have been maybe 6 or 7. So it's just a little too long, but it's really good. But a good friend of mine is like, "What is that?" I'm like, "All Her Fault," the new Peacock show that like is getting a lot of buzz. And he had no idea. He's never heard of it. So it's just
their
funny
most watched show, apparently. Yeah.
Is it really
right now?
Wow.
Yeah, and I think your friend hasn't heard of it because of the Peacock of it all. I think like if it was a Netflix show, I think it would be like
isn't that
more
funny?
well known.
Certain streamers some of us are just a little behind on. I don't know. I think I kind of see everything. I think it's my algorithm just knows I'm looking at news. I'm like following different people. But it's just funny because some people are like, huh? And then other, sometimes people know things and you're like, huh? But Gaius, you are very much deep in this industry and you have been for a long time. For anyone listening who might remember you, who might not know you, tell us, not only are you a co-host of Back to the Blockbuster with Jackson, but you do many other cool things. So tell us, what is a normal like week for Gaius like? What are you working on? What do you do?
So right now, I think the last time I was on your show, I was like, I want to say doing stuff with like Joe Blow, and then I started doing stuff with Movie. I think I started doing stuff with Movie Web, and I think for a lot of people, when you start to work for these places, like they are really, really good for like what you want to do in the moment, and sometimes all those places will foster your growth, and other times you're like, okay, I feel like I need to do a little bit more, and I learned a lot from those places, but I started. Since being on your show last, I now do features. I do features, lists, and reviews for a website called That Hashtag Show, which gives me complete creative freedom, which is something I've always dreamed of. Like I had to get used to the whole I was used to a regimen of pump out this many articles in a day, do 4 or 5 a day, right?
That's so hard. I was doing that for a little bit.
And here's what we're gonna tell you to write. That Hashtag Show is basically we trust your judgment. The features and lists and whatever just need to relate to what's going on that week. If you want to step outside the box, you can. But I basically write what I want and send it in. And
great. And there's no minimum.
And there's no oh, why did you do that? You didn't need to post that. You need to write about that. So that's been really good. And in the new year, there's going to be a lot of stuff with them, at least being able to go to events and everything. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Great.
And then I also do movie reviews for Geek Vibes Nation. That's more of a freelance thing, but they are a really good outlet as well and very supportive. So it's a day in the life in my life. It's a lot of writing and a lot of writing.
Yes,
a ton
it's amazing. It's hard to get you. See, that's the thing. You've only been on the show now 3 times, but it's sometimes I reach out and I just know you're so busy, so it's hard to get you as a guest. I feel like besides sometimes guesting on my show, do you get to guest on other people's podcasts that often?
I've gone on some a few other people's shows, but a lot of it, sometimes it's too hard.
Because you guys pump out so many episodes for your
we pump out a lot, which I think when we have our monthly or our end of the year meeting about what we want to do in 2026, I think what we will discuss is not that we don't like pumping out so many episodes, but I think I think there might be more of a focus on what we are pumping out, especially since we're going to have 2 shows running. So there will be a main show.
Do you want to tell us? Tell us about the spinoff. What's going on there?
Okay, so we have Back to the Blockbuster, which everyone knows, and we recently had to change the name of the spinoff because we found out that someone else had it. We weren't aware of it. Another pod had it. So instead of the movie vault, it will be the cinema vault. So it's a
fancy
minor change, but it sounds a little classier. But back to the Blockbuster will be strictly the industry news show. We're gonna also make it an interview based show where we have people on. We're gonna try through my connections have people on who are producers, writers, anything like that to kind of have them on and interview about their projects. We kind of had a hint of that. We had one of the producers from Shelby Oaks on the show like a few weeks ago.
Oh, cool. That's
so
great.
I had talked to him. So that was like, so that's what the show's going to be. So that's going to be more back to Blockbuster, and the Symbol Vault will be kind of what you're doing here on Release Date Rewind, what we kind of do with the milestone anniversaries. It'll just be movie centric, but not
past stuff.
Yeah, but not tied down to like anniversaries and all that. You know,
it's gonna be
the collective four of us, you know, kind of picking what movies we want to discuss in detail, and then actually having guests on to do that as well.
Yeah. Nice.
You know, the only thing is that it'll probably be rare that all four of us will be on at once.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, but that's kind of nice to have a little bit of a rotating. Maybe you can get a break.
Yeah,
right.
I was like happy about that because I was like, there were two new guys that I really wanted on the show, and I didn't want to pick, and then Jackson didn't want to pick, so I was like, okay, well maybe I'm stuck on this idea that all four of us need to be together, and we don't. So so we're gonna be able to. Sometimes it'll just be me and Jackson. Sometimes it'll be me and Ty. Like it, or maybe we'll have like a really good one where we're gonna schedule it so all four of us can be on.
Yeah, maybe those are like special episodes, right? Yeah,
but you know, it's schedules, it's time zones, it's life in general, so it's hard to do it. But I'm really excited for where the show is going. So yeah, that's what I'm busy doing. It's a lot of writing,
that's exciting,
a lot of podcasting, and the writing is a lot of like opinion and features, which I really do like. I like doing that more than just covering news.
Yeah,
I like to like that. The only drawback to that is that you get a little bit more like internet social media feedback that's not always positive, especially when people disagree with you.
Okay,
so I've got some of that and
really
DMs and
like
stuff. Yeah,
some, like mean comments.
Yeah, a little mean.
Oh god.
Yeah. So, really? But it's whatever. It's easy to ignore because I just feel like it's like keyboard courage. So
exactly, keyboard courage. You're so right, and it's kind of, I mean, in a weird way, it's kind of cool that like you're making stuff, you're writing stuff, creating content that people are watching, listening to, and passionate about. So I mean, you know, you're finding an audience, which is cool. It's just it's kind of like okay, bye. I don't need to hear what you think, right?
Exactly. But I'm happy where I'm at now. Like, you know, the Joe Blow and Movie Web, they were good like learning, like places to really learn and hone.
That's good. Like, you were there for a while. You were at those places.
I was there. I was there. Yeah. And like, but now I was like, I want to be somewhere that like I can have a little bit more freedom. That freedom. Yeah. And I was really surprised. Like it was a learning curve because I was like kind of like in the position of like, okay, tell me what to do, tell me what to write. And like and I'm getting he's like, do whatever you want. And like, you're just like, we brought you on because we like what you do. So now I'm used to it. Now I log in and just like get stuff started and send it. And,
write stuff that is important to you. And then that's so easy, so much easier to write than stuff that you know. So love that you're writing and love that you got the podcast and all that. So now, Gaius, let's rewind. Let's go back to 2005. This was the year I graduated. So it's kind of funny. I graduated high school in 2005. I just went to my 20-year high school reunion. Have you gone to any reunions? We'll be right back.
I love my life.
You're awesome.
Those are awesome.
Music producer Chris Brander has it all.
I saw you flirting with me out there. How did you do that to your boyfriend?
We're just friends.
But in high school...
Friends, right? Shut up! Just leave him alone!
Oh my God!
Have you gone to any reunions?
I avoided my.
Did you? I feel like you'd be so cool and popular.
I wonder if it's like different because like I where I grew up, I didn't leave. So like in the beach cities, like I went to a school called Maricosta in Manhattan Beach. I graduated in 2002. Yeah. I was getting messages about our 20-year reunion on Facebook, and then I was told where it was gonna be. And like we have this thing called Hometown Fair in Manhattan Beach, and it's like a community. Everyone goes, right? So it's already something that everyone goes to. And I was like, wait, we're having our 20-year reunion at Hometown Fair. Like,
it was like so not a big deal kind of thing. It was like so regular.
Like, and then I was kind of like, well, you know, a lot of people I see from high school that I want to see, I see. And I kind of like try to avoid those awkward conversations of like, you know how some people will try to one up you, like, well, what are you doing now? Well, I'm doing this. Right. Well, I'm doing this. And like those conversations really do exist. So I did not go to mine. I know if some of our high school friends did, and
I think you should.
I heard mixed reviews about it.
Oh yeah, totally. Now that I think I like, not that this was even remotely official. I think 15 years ago, I stumbled into the 5-year reunion, which I mean, 5 years is nothing. 10, I was actually home for because it's for me and where I grew up in South Jersey, it's always Thanksgiving weekend, which I think is diabolical because that's when we're like stuffing our faces, eating.
Yeah.
I'm like, now I have to like try to look good, you know? But I was home for it, but did not go. Totally sat that one out. And so this year I thought, all right, I'm going to be home for it. It could be interesting. And you know what? It wasn't that bad. It really was not that bad. It was overwhelming. I was definitely a little nervous. Luckily, I'm still close with a good amount of high school people. Some people I really wanted to go. They could not go. So, but I had one really strong friend, a couple people that I was happy to see. And then you get talking with like some fun people, some people that listen to the show. And like, you know,
Yeah,
you
that's cool.
reconnect. And you know what? I was sort of surprised. No one really cares what you're doing. At least for me.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because I've always been in this industry that they kind of were like, oh yeah, you still do that? Okay. Like no change, no surprise. So I did not get many questions whatsoever. So you'd be surprised with your group. If you go, what would be your next one? I guess 25th?
Oh,
Probably 25th.
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know. I think you should go. I think you should boast about all the great content you make, all the articles, all the interviews.
I got to interview
major celebrities. I think you should. But just know, the people that go might like very few people ask.
Right, they might even
they don't really care. And I don't even know what we talked about. I was drinking. I mean, we had to. So it wasn't so terrible, but I bring that up because this movie is basically like a reunion movie. There is no high school reunion, but no official. He's not going home to like some big event, but you know, our lead character, Chris, goes home, right? And he doesn't want to, but he's stuck going back, and it's an unofficial reunion. So I wanted to ask you,
kind of an accident how he has to go back.
Total accident, right? A very funny, a very Anna Faris accident, right? Love it. All right, well, hold that thought. Yeah. Now, Gaius, I'm going to take us back to November 2005. This film, Just Friends, came out November 23rd, 2005, right around Thanksgiving. I believe it might have been the Wednesday before Thanksgiving that year. So I'm just going to set the scene. I'm going to tell you a couple things about what other stuff was popular, and then I want to hear your thoughts about this wild movie. So on the music side, for weeks that fall, the number one song was Gold Digger from Kanye and Jamie Foxx. Right? I remember that time so well. I can't believe that.
That's a banger.
It was a banger. Oh my God,
he's not a banger anymore, but it was a banger.
Yeah, no, big, like the power of Christ compels you. No way.
Yeah.
Right? Get away. But that was a banger. I just can't believe that was a huge song 20 years ago already. It does not feel that long to me. You know, and I remember his song Jesus Walks was really big because that was in the Jarhead like commercials and maybe in the movie as well, and that had just come out. So Kanye was a big deal. So he was the number one song for weeks, and it sort of changed over the week this movie came out. So as Gold Digger was starting to dip, then another problematic guy, Chris Brown, had the number one song Run It, which I didn't really remember what Run It was, so I had to listen to it.
Oh, you know, Run It's a banger.
No, then I remembered, but I guess I didn't know it was called Run It, or maybe I did and I just completely forgot. But yeah, that was a huge song. So that was number one for weeks. So sort of funny to see these two guys kind of pass the baton during Thanksgiving week.
Two problematic human beings.
I know, two bad guys. Sorry, everyone.
Two bad apples.
Two guys that we do not really want to say much more about. So that was what was going on the music side. Those were the big songs. On the movie side, so Just Friends came out the same day as the Rent movie, which I remember seeing on opening day.
I saw that opening day too. Yeah.
Did you love it? Were you a big Rent fan before the movie?
So I was a big Rent fan. You know, I actually mentioned this briefly with JC like a week ago. I was saying like I didn't like the movie when I saw it in theaters because I was such a big like Rent person. I was like, this is not what I thought it was going to be. I thought the movie should be a little bigger and like, you know, there was something about it that was lacking. But it is a movie that in like years after it's come out, when I watch it, I find more and more to like about it. I've actually grown to appreciate it a lot more. And
I love that.
I like Rosario Dawson in it. Actually, I like the two newbies in the movie more than I like the.
Right, it was Rosario, and who was the other newbie?
Tracy Toms. She's in Death Proof, and and she's in the Devil Wears Prada. She's Anne Hathaway in that. Right. But yeah, it's one of those movies that it's not like a perfect movie musical adaptation, but it definitely like holds its own, I think.
You know what's so funny, Gaius? So like I agree. I was a big Rent fan. I mean, not as big as because I did all the theater in school. So I mean, you know, everyone would always sing like Mark from Rent because my name's Mark.
Yeah.
So like we knew Rent. I had seen it on Broadway, but I am such a lover, or at least I was. I think I still am. I think I'm always super interested in movie musicals, sometimes more so than the stage musicals. So I remember loving the Rent movie, even though it did feel, because it's Chris Columbus, so it felt maybe a little too wholesome or something for me.
I always thought he was the wrong director for that.
Yeah, it was sort of surprising that it was him, right? So I do remember even, how old was I? I was 18 seeing it in the theater, thinking like, all right, I kind of figured this would be a little bit grittier. It sort of felt like, okay, here's Rosario and friends on a gritty set, but it's not really gritty where they are. You know what I mean? Like and everyone and Taye Diggs, so but I remember loving it. And I actually listened to the movie soundtrack more than the Broadway soundtrack.
I know a lot of people that do that.
Yeah, I do that with like Chicago. So I mean, not that I listen to a lot of like show tunes, but whenever I'm in like a musical mood, I actually seem to listen to the movie musicals more. I don't know what that says about me, but yeah. So I love that we saw Rent on the same day, opening day. Must have been the 23rd of November. Another new movie, Yours, Mine, and Ours, which I did not see and don't care about, but that was pretty popular. Came in at number 3. That was Dennis Quaid. Renee Russo.
I always get that confused with Cheaper by the Dozen.
Yes, it basically feels like the same thing. You're so right. Yeah, it's a bunch of kids. I think it's almost like,
and like
I don't really know what the kids. Yeah, it's sort of like the Brady Bunch on crack, on steroids. Here's my kids, and there's so many of them. So that's Yours, Mine, and Ours. That actually opened, out of all the new movies, that opened the highest. That was number 3, because number 1 was Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, holdover
that makes sense.
Yes, and Walk the Line was big. That was number 2. Joaquin and Reese, big Oscar noms, and didn't Reese won for that one. Yeah, she won Best Actress for Walk the Line. That's right. But so Yours, Mine, and Ours, Rent, Just Friends came out, and another like rapper or singer artist who actually is not problematic. I don't think. Maybe he's a little, but he's one of the better ones. Usher. He was in a movie called In the Mix, which I just like to shout out because I don't think anyone saw it. Did you see In the Mix? Does anyone out there know what I'm talking about?
I do remember it though.
Right.
I see that it opened at number 8.
Yes, that opened at number 8. That was a new movie that day. Yeah, Usher. Sorry, it was him and Emmanuel Shrieky, and I think Chaz Palminteri. I don't know. It was like I don't know. Usher. It's just funny how Usher
opened that on Thanksgiving weekend.
Right. And I just, it's like he really was trying the movie thing for a while. We talked about him and She's All That, The Faculty. We've talked about on your show. So he did some good stuff, but yeah, that one he was like the lead, and it didn't do that well, and no one really remembers it. So sorry, Usher. But In the Mix was out, and then other popular movies that were not new that day, like I mentioned, Harry Potter, Walk the Line, Chicken Little, Derailed, which I loved. Did you see Derailed? I think I own that on DVD. I loved it so much. But
it's somewhere back
here. You own it too?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I
love that. But I haven't seen that in years. I have not watched that in years. But yeah, Jennifer and Clive Owen, big like kind of sexual twisty thriller, right? And then like I mentioned, Jarhead was a big deal. Jake Gyllenhaal. That was like, I feel like when Jake first got like buff and kind of just stayed buff. Because before that, he was very kind of and just never stopped, right? Because before that, with Donnie Darko and Bubble Boy and other stuff, he was kind of just like normal, right?
Like I'm emo dork.
Yes, exactly. He was such an emo dork, and then he became like an emo jock, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
Pretty much.
Because he's still like emotional and kind of moody, but yeah. So that's what was going on in the pop culture sphere. So now, Gaius, in comes Just Friends. In your own words, like I've asked you before, I always ask my guests, it can be very short. It does not need to be long at all. Give me your little log line, your little brief description, brief synopsis. What is Just Friends about for anyone out there who maybe hasn't seen this? Because I could picture some people haven't seen it.
Well, I guess we can say that Ryan Reynolds' character is someone that has been completely friend zoned by Amy Smart's character, who has the great name of Jamie Palomino. All these names in this movie are amazingly great.
Yes.
I think the issue of him being friend zone might be problematic. I don't want to say it's because he's heavier, but the movie doesn't mention that it's because he's heavier. But it's definitely that
they bring up a good point. Yeah, because she does like sensitive guys. But
yeah, it's definitely because they've been friends for a long time, and they're and then like of course years go by, and now he looks like Ryan Reynolds, as Ryan Reynolds looks today, with less scruff. But and and he's in a position where he is definitely not the guy that he used to be. and finds himself accidentally back in her orbit because, like we said, because of an Anna Faris accident, and wants to kind of prove his worth to this girl and see if there's more to their relationship than just being friends. And I think a lot of people can relate being in this position at least once. That they've liked someone that is a friend, and either that it's not reciprocated or the friend is just not picking up on the signals that like you like them.
Right.
So in that sense, the movie is very relatable.
Very relatable. You're right. Have you ever been, in your experience, have you ever been a Chris, Ryan Reynolds, or have you been
I've been both.
Jamie? You've been both. Okay.
I've been both. Yeah.
10 years later, touring with the world's hottest pop star.
God, I want to lick your skin off.
We'll take him home for the holidays.
Hi, Mom. This is my brother, Mike. You're hot.
I know. I know.
Have you ever been a Chris, Ryan Reynolds, or have you been
I've been both.
Jamie? You've been both. Okay.
I've been both. Yeah. I've been both where I didn't pick up on it. And I was like, I thought we were.
And you were
buddies.
sort of, accidentally friend zoning. Yeah.
And then I've been in his position too.
With different people or with the same person?
Oh, different people.
Okay.
Different people.
Got it.
So in that sense, it's completely relatable movie. The premise is like that. The one little thing about it is completely relatable. Yeah. And then also like his transformation is a dramatic one, but there is something to be said about like going away and having their bigger years removed, and then you kind of come back a totally different person. And by totally, it doesn't have to be physical. It could just be like, everything about you is different. Like intellectually, you're different. Emotionally, you're different, and you're in a different place where you're like, okay, I wonder if this could work now. Yeah. And so like that aspect of the movie, I think is pretty identifiable.
Yeah, he changes pretty drastically. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
you know,
and of course it's mixed in with all this kind of slapstick, absurd.
Oh God,
comedy.
We just talked on your show about Miss Congeniality, which has some great iconic slapstick, but this movie is like slapstick on like steroids, right? Like it's just like there is so much crazy, wild, like aggressive comedy. I would say this is like an aggressive comedy.
It's very aggressive. I found it very funny though. I mean, there were things about it. What was interesting is that I thought the movie was funny because like I said, it's been a while since I watched it, and I found myself laughing at a lot of it. But I don't know if you felt this way, but even though the situation was relatable, a lot of these characters I did not feel like real people to me, if that makes sense. Like they felt like pretty cartoony and like more like caricatures of like what real people were. Not that made me like it any less, but like
it's still super enjoyable.
Everyone's just playing up. Everything about each character is like heightened.
Would you say, well, obviously, like Anna Faris, Samantha is definitely one of them. Dusty, played by Chris Klein, is also, I feel like, really amping it up, like the whole thing.
And doing it well, brother, though. I thought he was pretty funny.
Oh, yeah, he's actually so funny when he's like, with the kids, and it's the big fight at the choir, and he's like, sticking his tongue out, and like, he's like demonic.
School children.
Yeah. But then he's like, then he's taunting. Oh, yes.
That line destroyed me. He's like, this is a concert for school children.
Yeah.
Like,
and then I like how Ryan's like, I'm being framed. I'm being framed. It's Dusty. What's it like? Finkelman or something?
Dusty Dinkelman. Like, all these people have great names. Like I feel like this guy. I mean, I heard the screenwriter like wrote a lot of this based on like his life, I guess,
real experiences. I guess.
So I wonder if these people were people we know because these names are so on the nose specific. Yeah. I was like every time they would say because they would always say her full name a lot in the movie, like Jamie Palomino, and I guess that is a name that you would say fully. Yeah. You wouldn't just give
some names just roll off the tongue where you can't not say the last name, right?
Like,
especially if someone you grew up with.
Dinkelman. Yeah, like all of them are like all have great.
But then he changes it. He goes by like Dusty Lee or something. Dusty Lee. Yeah. Right. But yeah, like and then Ryan's brother, who's crazy. I actually love the actor. He's very funny.
Christopher Marquette has been in like he's one of those people that you see pop up and stuff. Like he's an alpha dog.
Yes,
Alpha Dog,
Freddy versus Jason. He was having a time right around this time. He was busy. Yeah, as Mike, he's really like over the top. So is their mom, who's played by the great Julie Haggerty. Carol is
she's hiding.
Oh my god, Joyce.
I liked her.
Hello, Joyce. Like Joyce. But you're right. A lot of them feel like they're like sketch characters and not really like
that's
you
that's a good
know?
way to describe it. Yeah.
Although I think
Yeah.
Amy Smart, I think I actually I kind of forgot she's really so lovely. Like I understand. I think she's actually great casting for this role because we talked about her on Varsity Blues a long time ago, right? But like she's really good at playing like the cute, nice, sort of quieter, like kind of normal girl. You know what I mean?
And she's like that in real. I have a friend named Morgan who actually is friends with her. Friends through because my friend Morgan used to work on the show Mom, and then she got to know Jamie Presley, who I guess knows Amy Smart.
Okay.
And she brought her out to where we hang out in Hermosa Beach, Manhattan Beach.
No way.
And my friend Morgan was like, "Don't mention movies there." I was like, "I won't, I promise. Like, I won't be that guy." But but she was like, just in case, like you want to like fawn over, like, "Oh yeah, you were in Varsity Blues, you were in Road Trip,"
right? Like, because she's been in some iconic movies,
But she was just super sweet, like,
nice. So you got to hang with her
sweet.
and like have drinks.
She was. She was super nice. Yeah, really,
that
really
is
nice.
So cool. Oh, I love that.
So,
she seems super cool. She seems like like she kind of seems like her character in this movie, Jamie, right? She just seems very sweet, normal, right?
She's the only one that's playing it straight. I think that she's the only one that's not like, other than like the other time I feel like she is putting it on is in the opening scene where she's supposed to, you're setting her up as like the best friend, and she like the stuff like about like the shirt, like, "Oh, put the shirt on, I got you," and all this other stuff like that feels like a little put on, but like
that's all heightened. I think it's supposed to be 10 years younger, right?
Right. She's supposed to be giving like she's in high school, like she's like after like senior year, they're about to graduate.
Mature.
Now, when he sees the girl he never forgot,
Jamie,
he's going to get a second chance.
Oh my God, I can put my arms around you.
To win his first love.
Wow, Chris.
Jamie, Palomino.
But like when we meet her later, she seems to be the only one playing it straight compared to everyone else. Even Ryan Reynolds' character is like, seems like Ryan very Reynolds, sketch and like
like it's funny because I know now, maybe because of his wife Blake, I've talked about this with different people. Like, people seem to sort of be sick of Ryan Reynolds, and it's funny because rewatching this for the first time in a long time, he's kind of doing what he's most known for, that like sassy, sarcastic, kind of dry humor that he does very well. It's a little mean, but he does it in such a like his body doesn't really move much. Like, he doesn't really move, but he's like, he just delivers a line very still. And it's kind of like he does that. That's like what he's done for years. Right. And it works really well. But are you rewatching this? Did you think differently of him? Like, are you kind of sick of him? Did it work for you? His kind of shtick? Because he's got a shtick.
I was trying to think back to what it was like then, and
because back then I think it was really funny. Like, I think
it was funny then.
Right.
I'm kind of over his shtick now. Like, I wish he would do more stuff like Buried, because he can act. Like, like there's a movie he's in called Buried where he's like basically he's alone, buried alive, and he's he's good. He's actually really good in it. But he I remember when he did the Actors on Actors thing. I think it was last year or the year before with Andrew Garfield, and he did that as a joke. Like, everything he does seems like it's a joke. And like everything does not have to like
snarky,
everything doesn't have everything doesn't have to like end in a punchline, and I kind of think that's what he does now. But thinking back to like 2005, I think this was kind of fresh then, and like it was funnier then. And I will say what I did enjoy, even though it was heightened and he's supposed to be kind of like playing up the kind of like dorky high school persona, the stuff of him in the opening where he's in the fat suit, which I guess we'll probably talk about that a little bit. But he played that really well. I like that. It was how he changed his voice, like all the little things that he did to kind of make Chris differently from like when he was younger to when we see him in present day. I actually thought that stuff was pretty good, and thought he did that well.
He's very expressive. Like, I've always loved watching how like he's like very masculine, a good actor, but he's able to, like, I don't know, just move his face in a way that, at least for a long time, wasn't annoying. Like, it's not like Jim Carrey levels, but it's not far from that, where like he's able to really do fun expressions. Like, I kind of forgot that about him, and I remember that rewatching this.
He's a good reacting actor too. Like, the way he reacts, like I'm watching him react to like Anna Faris' character, like when she's just being like over the top. His facial reactions to her were really funny. Like,
they are really funny together.
I think he's a really even now, even though I don't really love his shtick now, I think he is a very giving performer, though. I don't think it's always about him per se. I think he is very good at kind of sharing that. But like, I definitely miss when this was fresh and it wasn't such like this is Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds, like, and that's what it is now. And people like love Deadpool and stuff. They still love it, but I think you can see it waning, and I can't tell if it's waning because of him or if it's waning because of his wife. Or
it seems to be kind of both, right? It seems like it's just all around.
And I didn't think I would ever like be annoyed with Serena van der Woodsen, and I don't really think I'm annoyed with her per se. It's just more like that story, that whole thing needs to go away.
And how it's
not saying I don't believe her and all that, but like,
right?
I mean, it's just like a lot.
I think they both, they're both maybe embellishing. They both have probably done some bad things, right? And maybe aren't being completely truthful. But I wrote a whole play about them, a short play.
Really?
I might expand it, but it's had a couple readings and people really love it. It's called Dragons because she had called Ryan and Taylor her dragons. So if you want to read it, I'll send it to you. I'm pretty proud of it. But back 20 years ago, oh my God.
This was during the waiting period too for him, right? Like this was during that.
That
movie came out.
Perfect timing to bring it up, because now what I'll do is I'll just tell us and everyone listening, I'll tell you what everyone was up to at this time in their careers, what they had just been doing, right? So Ryan Reynolds, this year 2005 was a big year for him. Waiting, which I still have never seen. Isn't that crazy?
It's so good. It especially hits hard when you've worked in a restaurant.
I'm sure.
There's times where I've watched that with other restaurant people and we are dying, and other people are just like, I don't know why that's funny. I was like,
I believe it. I've never worked in a restaurant, but I worked as a cater waiter at events and weddings for years, so I'm sure I will totally get something out of it. But I got to see Waiting. But so that had just come out, the Amityville Horror, where he like really showed like his whole body, like that and Blade Trinity, like serious. So yes, he was like ripped actor in 2004, 2005, and it's funny. It's sort of surprising for like, not that this is a raunchy comedy, but it's a little bit of a sex comedy in a way. You know, he's trying to hook up with Amy Smart, and Anna Faris is all over him. So it's funny, we see his back, but I just figured like, I'm surprised he didn't want to show off any of the Reynolds bod that we had seen in his previous films. So, surprising there. But so he was in his, I mean, it's never changed, but this really started his like stud like thing. Because he was in Van Wilder. I'm trying to think. Was that like 2003?
That was before. I think that was before this, right? So
it was before this. 2002 with Tara Reid. Yeah, that was in the true wake of the American Pie 1 and 2, I think, which we talked about 1 on your show. Like, so I mean, and that he was always like an attractive guy, but he definitely started becoming super fit like this year.
But it's going to be a lot harder.
We're going to be more than just friends. Mom! I need my skates to show off my talents.
You're a lot better than before.
Than he ever thought.
You're pathetic!
I'm sorry, okay?
Want to fight hard? Don't worry, Chris, you're gonna be fine.
Jamie Palomino.
Dusty Dinkelman?
Directed by Roger Kumble, which is funny because he did The Sweetest Thing right before this. Our girl Cameron, we were raving about Cameron Diaz just on your show. I love The Sweetest Thing. You've seen that, I'm sure.
Yeah, I like it. It's a precursor to Bridesmaids, and like it doesn't get. I think it gets the credit now, like in retrospect. But back then, I remember when it came out, it didn't do like incredibly well. It didn't make like a ton of money or anything.
I bought it on DVD. I think I have the unrated. I love that movie
because unfortunately, it came out during a time where people were like, "Oh, girls can't make like raunchy sex comedies."
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's so good. Cameron, Selma, and Christina Applegate. Oh my God, so good. So he had just done that a couple years prior. And of course, he directed Cruel Intentions in 99. And I forgot he directed the sequel, which I'm pretty sure that if I remember correctly, the sequel really was just 2 or 3 episodes of the extremely short-lived show on the Fox show. Yeah, which I'm trying to remember, Gaius, did the show even actually air, or did they shoot it and it just was scrapped?
It scraps, and then they just put it together as a movie.
Then they just made
and Amy Adams.
Amy Adams and Robin Dunn, who has a small role in Just Friends. He's Ryan's like hockey friend early on in the film. That's all we see of him. Yeah. So fun little Cruel Intentions connection there. But I always forget because to me, I mean, Cruel Intentions and Just Friends are 2 completely different movies.
Polar opposite movies.
Even though Selma has some, a physical comedy in Cruel Intentions a little bit. completely different ends of the spectrum in terms of
storytelling,
storytelling, style.
With, the Sweetest Thing, I think.
Yes, Sweetest Thing, and even Sweetest Thing isn't as wild to me as Just Friends is, but it definitely is much more like this. Yeah, much more goofy, right? And like you mentioned, it was written by Adam Tex Davis, apparently inspired by numerous elements of his own life. I was looking him up. He didn't really have, many other things. He had written some things, but nothing I had heard of, smaller stuff, So this was sort of a bigger thing for him. And then finishing up our lead actors, Amy Smart, our girl, your friend, I love it. She had just done Starsky and Hutch. Completely forgot she was in that.
I forgot she was in that too. Jesus.
Right. TV turned movie. Win a Date with Tad Hamilton. Forgot she had a role in that. And Rat Race. Oh, do you own it? I love it. Yeah, Tad Hamilton was good.
I own both of those. I
do you own Rat Race Starsky and Hutch? Yeah. Oh no, Rat Race. Yeah.
I own Rat Race and Win a Date with Tad Hamilton.
I loved Rat Race. Loved it. If you ever want to talk about Rat Race, we got to talk about it. I think that's probably going to turn.
That cast is so good.
5, right? Am I right? Yeah, 25.
Yeah,
Whoopi, John Lovitz, I think, right? Seth Green. Oh my God, and Amy Smart. Yeah, I remember seeing it in theaters and loving it, but just thinking, who cast this? This is so all over the place, but it worked. It was so good. So that's what was she was doing leading up to this. Our girl, Anna Faris, holy cow. Oh my God, Gaius. Like you said in the beginning, and like many people, because I want to quickly pause. Everybody, I opened this up to a poll. I wasn't sure if I was going to do Once Bitten or Just Friends, 2 November silly comedies. And I ended up doing both just because I love Once Bitten. But Just Friends won by a landslide on an Instagram poll. I mean, people were like, Anna Faris. So it's funny how she is not the lead and how Ryan Reynolds is still a massive, massive star. Amy Smart was a big deal back then, but everyone remembers Anna Faris. It's just because she's so damn good. She is so committed to her absolutely insane role. What do you, on your rewatch, because we talked about her on Scary Movie this year on your show for its 25th.
Yeah.
What did you think of her now rewatching Just Friends? It's amazing.
Well, one of the things I remembered about the movie, even though I've forgotten a lot, was that she was the standout of it. And then rewatching it for this, I was like, one, she is all in invested, kind of poking fun, like I guess Britney Spears, kind of Paris Hilton-y types of girls.
Exactly.
And I love the fact that she's like a pop star, right? She's definitely like supposed to be like this like manufactured pop star, but she desperately wants to be an artist. And she keeps saying that, I'm an artist.
And he totally dangles that over her head, right? When he's trying to get her to go to the open mic thing. He's like, oh, I thought you were an artist, but you're a pop star. And you know what? That's fine. And she is so damn good. Everyone loves Anna Faris, but honestly, like a movie like this, I sometimes forget, no, she is a effing genius, Gaius. Like she is so committed, and just the things she's doing, and like when she's like at the bar with them early on and talking to his friends Darla and Clark, and she's like, Darla,
Oh,
I just wonder, how much of that is her.
Introduced her when she sees Jamie, and she's like,
yes, and it's so good because she's so good. The editing is so fast, and even like when he's flirting with Amy Smart, at the bar, she's just like Chris, like she's just so good that I would love to read the script and see if any of that was just her own doing, or if all of that is really in the script. Because I just feel like
just kind of went out. I mean, I can see her improving the hell out a lot of that stuff.
Right.
And I think what I loved about her the most is that character could have been so over the top where it was annoying, but she finds the line. And she walks it.
She finds the line.
And she's so good at
she's so good. I mean, you know what it is? A lot of her humor is loud and so big, but then also some of the funniest moments are so understated, like almost a whisper. Like I will always think of the word blueberry with Just Friends because that's after she's been tased, which is so funny in the mall. That's after mall people come and go. Small people, they just don't know, right? Another understated thing. But when she is like knocked out, she's looking absolutely insane. Like this is such a look, and she's not all there because she hit her head hard, and she's eating the blueberry toothpaste, right? I think it's toothpaste.
Yeah.
And how she's just like, blueberry, like, oh my God, laughed out loud. You had mentioned Bridesmaids, and I love Bridesmaids so much, and what an excellent cast, but I feel like she is the Melissa McCarthy. Like you can't talk about Bridesmaids without how much of a standout Melissa McCarthy was, even though Anna Faris was already famous and already big hits. she is such like the MVP of this movie, right? Like she, I know, wasn't on the original. Oh my God, I know. Forgiveness is so fun. And then the other one, like my guitar, like she's got some great songs. But yeah, Forgiveness. They play that a lot. I forgot how much it's played throughout the movie. It's even in the end credits, which is so great. I love it. But so where she was in her career, like I said, we had talked about Scary Movie, which was her big breakout role. She had also, I totally forgot, she's in Waiting with Ryan Reynolds. So she had just done Waiting. Yeah. Totally forgot. And are you talking about this one on your show, Brokeback Mountain? Are you talking about that one?
We're trying to fit it in. It does have a big anniversary.
I might try to. I might try as well. I don't know if I'll get it on this one, on the next one. Totally forgot she has a smaller role in Brokeback Mountain. Totally random. Because she was such a comedy queen, and that movie is so different. I know she also had done Lost in Translation, so she had kind of popped into a couple highbrow dramas at this time when she was such a comedy queen, you know? And then, of course, she had not only done Scary Movie 1, 2, but also 3. Those had just come out. 4 was about to come out. That was coming out in spring of 2006. So she was a big deal. She was so...
What year was the House Bunny?
House Bunny, I think, was 2009, 8 or 9. So that was a couple years after this. I missed that. I still actually have never seen it. I've only seen clips.
Oh, it's funny.
I really got to get on that because I've had Mona May.
It's like signature.
Is it good?
Yeah.
I got to check it out.
Humor. Yeah.
And what a cast as well. I mean, geez, Emma Stone, Wilmer Willis, Catherine McPhee, right? A lot of people, right? So that's Anna. And then last but not least, Chris Klein, like we said, doing some really fun, kind of different stuff, because we knew he could already do comedy with American Pie, Election, some good stuff. But here he is a comedic villain. Like he is a villain. Like
I think they played on the whole sensitivity thing that he brought to Oz in American Pie. And then turned that on his head and then kind of like, okay, what if Oz was secretly a jerk?
Right.
And that's kind of like what that
I don't know Chris Klein, but he seems like such a sweet guy, right? He just seems like he's, thoughtful. And yes, he kind of always looked like the bro, but he's like a bro with a heart, right?
Yeah.
Much like Oz and American Pie, like we talked about, right? So he is good. I forgot that he is as good as he is in this movie, because then later on when he's like making out with the nurse Janice or whatever and changing, because he's also got his songs, right? And changing the lyrics to Janice, and then how he's just, we see his true colors, and he's more of a womanizer and a dick than our lead Chris is, He is so good. So he had just done We Were Soldiers, which I know is an army movie. I think, is that with Mel Gibson? Yeah, okay. I thought so, right? So he had a role in that. He was in Rollerball, which infamously was a big bad flop, right? Yeah, which is a shame. I never saw it, I remember I think that kind of
carteled his leading man potential.
That was like his Showgirls, right? Like that really
pretty much,
bump. And then,
then he naked Showgirls,
right? And it's a shame because I do like him. I want him to do more. I liked him back then, but that just really tainted the rise that he was on. And then before that, of course, American Pie 1 and 2. So he hadn't done American Wedding yet. I feel like American Wedding was soon after Just Friends.
I think it's soon after.
Oh no, I'm wrong. It was so he did do American Wedding. That was 2003. Okay, I'm wrong.
Oh wow, shit.
They had done one. For some reason, I was thinking like 2007, but that was like he moved on to like American Dreams. Do you remember that movie with like Hugh Grant and Mandy Moore?
I do remember that. Yeah,
right. So he did 1, 2, and 3 of the American Pie films. Wow. So he was like, he and Anna Faris, 2 very strong supporting actors with like major franchise cred in this movie.
Can't compete with this guy. You see him play that guitar, it's like he has 15 fingers.
Nice outfit, by the way. Rock and roll.
That is so cute. I just want to eat you both up.
Hey Rewinders, I hope you're loving this great chat with Gaius as much as I am. If you are, please leave a rating, a review, and a thumbs up on YouTube right now, and send this episode link to your movie-loving friends and family members. And if you're in a giving mood since it's the holidays, please consider renting my short films on the new streaming site I co-created called Sparrow. Or you can send your host a little tip to help me survive as a freelancer in this crazy world of entertainment. My Venmo is @Mark J. Parker, and I will happily happily thank you directly and publicly in the next episode. Now, it's not just Gaius and me who get a kick out of Just Friends. Here is my friend of pretty much 30 years, which is crazy, Alex Georgie. And I just saw Alex last month at our 20th high school reunion, which is fitting for this kind of movie. So I, of course, asked her to record a message. Hi, Alex.
I mean, I have a bunch of different memories with this movie. The first time I ever saw it was I was a sophomore in college. My roommate and I stumbled upon it, and it quickly became like the most quoted movie in our apartment. It just was so funny, so hysterical. I mean, the amount of times we sang the song Forgiveness or Be Yourself to each other probably should have been illegal. But then a few years ago, I introduced the movie to my dad, stepmom, and brother because we're big Christmas fans. And just seeing the movie through their eyes was great. Seeing my dad, who's very hard to make laugh hysterically at Samantha putting the tuna with the aluminum foil in the microwave, like almost cry laughing, was pretty great to see. It's just like an all-around feel-good movie. And honestly, why haven't we gotten more movies where Chris Klein was like the bad guy? I would have loved to see that. He definitely should have expanded the type of roles he was taking. Watch it, laugh, watch it with friends, watch it with family. It's just so good. And it's just so highly quotable. I feel like the amount of times where like I've jokingly said to my dogs, like, not you, Wrinkles, even though he's not wrinkly, but he's old, so it applies. Or just being like, not happy, just because. It's just such a good movie. That's all I can say about it. Anyway, hope you're doing well. Bye.
Just be yourself. Be yourself. Be yourself. Be yourself.
How'd the big date go? It was terrible. I went in for a kiss, but she wants a hug. Then I get caught in this sort of kiss, hug, limbo type thing.
You gave her a body shake?
I know you had said this was your first rewatch in a while. What were you surprised by? Were there some moments that you completely forgot that work really well? Were there some that don't work well? What do you think?
We talked about the humor thing. I mean, it's a product of its time, I think.
Yeah.
And they're like,
It's definitely a little mean.
I think there is a use of the derogatory F word in this movie too. I think
yes.
I heard it in passing,
his
someone
brother
used
does call him one.
His brother called him one. Yeah.
There's some gay stuff like, that's so gay, which is annoying, but that was such a thing at the time. And I at least love that they go to see The Notebook, right? And his mom.
Yeah, so that like scene I totally forgot about. And that was even though they are playing that to be like kind of poking fun at someone being like not masculine for liking it. Right. I thought the scene itself was funny. But one thing that I forgot that really cracked me up, even though I don't know why I forgot about it, but I forgot how like it played out in slow-mo, was him playing like the ice hockey with the kids.
Oh my god!
And then like and then getting like so aggressive, and then having Amy Smart be like in slow motion, like no, and then like him like just chucking these kids out the way, and then like then the guy going like no slap shots.
Yeah, and then that puck goes right to his mouth, right?
I was like dying in my room, and there was like another moment where, towards the end, where Anna Faris like I think the brother pulls up in the car. He's like, the jig is up, because she knows that like.
Oh my god, I wrote that down. Yes, the jig is up. Run! That actor is so
and then
funny.
She's like, I forgot what she said. She's like, you've been like two-timing me with that whatever, and she points.
Doesn't she call her like a Christmas whore or like a Santa whore or something?
Whore. And that old lady said there, she's like, who, me? And she's like, no, not you, Wrinkles.
I was like,
I totally forgot about that.
Oh my god, I know. Let me look real quick, because I put that down in my notes. Yeah, she says, me, not you, Wrinkles, her. My god, so funny. Like, I love that the comedy is so like goofy. It made me think of like, Broad City or some of these really wacky shows and movies we've gotten since that are just so like blink and you miss it. You might miss the joke. I love that whole sequence, and I completely forgot. she causes so much destruction on her way out with the lights.
And I love when he comes back and he's like, "You want to destroy some more of my house?" and then they have that one last. I think it's like a reindeer that falls and hits the ground.
He's at the door.
Yeah,
something like, "I'm sorry about all the chaos." And there's a couple really good timing moments that really make me appreciate like the crew of these movies. Because also going back to the hockey moment, because oh my god, I'm so glad you brought that up, because not only is the hockey play funny, the aftermath is hilarious when he's like on the stretcher and that causes Jamie to fall, and she faints and then is miraculously picked up by Dusty, who we haven't seen. He's back, right? And so we haven't seen him, and he's like this stud now, so cheesy. And so that causes Ryan Reynolds to like, get worked up, and that makes him slide down this hill, turn her like get upside down, land on his face. So now he's in the ambulance, and the ambulance scene made me laugh so much because they're hitting it off. He's lying down in between them, and they're like, "Oh no, shh, you be quiet," right? And like, she's writing her phone number on the clipboard on Ryan Reynolds for Chris Klein, And then going back to like how the reindeer fell, there's a moment when, because they're like bumpy in the ambulance, then there's like an oxygen tank that just some crew member must have just pushed it off camera, right? Lands right on Ryan Reynolds' crotch. Like there's just some really beautifully timed,
really fun, like slapstick moments.
Yes.
It's very like Three Stooges, but like it works really well. And
absolutely.
And there was what was another moment that I thought was
definitely. I want to just, since we're talking about physical comedy, I know I already mentioned it, but like just Anna being tasered by her own taser in the mall, like
in the mall,
legs up, right?
It's
that's
so
great. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Also, just the brothers. I was kind of shocked. I forgot how absolutely violent the brothers are. They're constantly slapping, punching. There's a moment where Ryan,
he's on top of him. He's like going on like. He's like, you remember
like squishing his head. And then there's a moment when he hits his brother, and the brother's like, his butt is facing us, and he's like facing the couch and kind of slowly getting up. And Ryan like really stomps his butt. I was like, ooh, that kind of looked a little too far, guys. Yeah, I forgot about all that.
Caught me off guard was his like, I know he was supposed to be drunk in the scene. He's supposed to be mean and dismissive. It was what he says to her after she finds out about Dusty. So this all
towards the end.
All the stuff towards the end happens really fast in the bar. Yeah. Where like it seems like they were like the movie's the movie's to wrap up.
You could tell they were like, it's gotta be like no more than 93 minutes.
Yeah. It's when he calls her a tease, and I don't know why that rubbed me the wrong way. It was I don't remember it being that mean spirited, but it was like the implication is because like she like teased him to the point where like he like almost like she made him like her, and then she never like reciprocated that.
Yeah, and of course, like with Dusty as well, where it's kind of like getting revenge on like this tease, by having sex with her.
And the movie doesn't really set. I mean, of course, it's not like a psychological breakdown of her like psyche or whatever, right? But it doesn't do enough to like kind of implicate that like, oh, was she being like a tease back in high school, or was she just not into these guys and they were just her friends? Like
I think it's the latter. She just was a very friendly, positive girl that everyone loved, and she just wasn't really into you like that. Or maybe I know they say like she liked the jerks, the jocks, right? Like the insensitive guys. So she was focused on them. So she just wasn't into you yet. You know what I mean? So it's tough. I did write also in that same scene, he says something along the lines of like, well, whatever, you peaked in high school, like to the girl who peaked in high school.
And then she slaps him, and then I forgot what he said after that. Punches him. Yeah.
He says the girl who peaked in high school, because she slaps him, and then he says something like, he again says something.
He makes fun of her slap. And that's why she punches him.
And that's when she punches him. And then I am sort of surprised that, I mean, it's a rom-com, so like they have to end up together. And I love this movie. It's really so goofy, right? But at the end, when they're like getting together, I kind of wanted her to kind of like be serious with him for a second and be like, and if you ever call me a tease, or if you ever say I peaked, bitch, you are on a plane back to LA.
That's what I'm saying. Like the last 10 minutes of the movie feels very rushed because like
Yeah.
like it feels like there should be a bigger comeuppance for Dusty. It feels like there should be a bigger like thing like, but this is all happening in this scene at this bar where it's like she's talking to him and she overhears him almost whispering something, and then she's like, wait, what? And then
you're right.
and then he basically is like, oh, like after I did all this stuff for you, you're not gonna blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
it all happens so fast that I was like, whoa, like, and then I kind of paused it and saw how much movie was left. I was like, oh, because there's not much movie left.
Right.
So they need to like wrap
it almost feels like
quick.
they were running out of money or running out of days. And it's like, okay, let's just cram a couple things together. Right. And you're right. I didn't think about it, but Dusty doesn't really get enough of a punishment. I have to say.
No, not for what he does. No, right? At all.
And even how he walks out of the bar,
almost like
such a douche.
It's almost like they want to like, and I'm not, and like you said, this is written by someone who says this is like based on some of totally on his life,
right? Yeah.
But like it almost makes it seem like he might be on the side of maybe thinking that the girl in question may have been a tease.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a darkness to it, right?
and not so much like she had it coming, but like there's really isn't enough punishment for what this guy does to her.
And kind of not enough punishment for Ryan, I have to say, for Chris.
And like because like he did a really unlikable thing, like when because they're supposed to be best friends on top of this stuff, right? They're really good friends, and for him to like kind of dress her down in public, and like call her
not only in public, at her work, right? That's at the bar where she works.
If this was real life, she'd be fired. For making a scene.
Yeah, they'd be like, what's going on with your friends, right? Get out of here, right? Exactly.
Get the fuck out. So that I don't think that is, if I had any issue with it this time around, that I didn't really, because I hadn't watched it so long. I was like, there isn't enough comeuppance, and not that we know Ryan's character, like he's our hero. We want them to get together at the end, but that felt rushed. And I know it was almost like they had to get it back home. They had to like figure out what to do with Anna Faris' character. They couldn't just like not bring her back, right?
Yeah, because she was gone for a while. You can sort of feel that she was gone. Yeah.
And I guess a lesser movie would have just been like her last scene was that scene, where she
was her storm off.
Chaos.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. They could have just left it there, but I feel like they wanted to get one more moment with her.
I do love her final. Yeah.
And they had to have him have I guess they needed him to have a realization of like, no, I can't have this in all my life anymore.
I think because even though I love this movie, I am totally agreeing with you, Gaius. I feel like what would have been maybe better is, so Dusty's a dick and like even like does something to like a girl. Doesn't he like slap a girl's butt on his way out? And he's kind of like, and he leaves the bar, right? And then I feel like then,
rock out.
And then Chris says like nasty stuff to her. She slaps him, punches him. The two of them, I feel like we needed a scene. I know it was like crunch time and they wanted to really make this short, but I feel like if we got just a couple more minutes, I think we needed a scene with the two guys like sitting outside, kind of like bruised and
in their rooms.
And maybe they're fighting, like to the point where this is the kind of crazy movie where I know it was already done a year prior in Mean Girls. I kind of think like I wouldn't be surprised if Ryan or someone, maybe his brother, comes in, someone like punches Dusty and Dusty like gets hit by a car and doesn't die, but like, you know what I mean? Like I could see something like that.
It needs something big. It needs something bigger for
big
someone
and
that like
bold and like crazy.
I got the impression from the dialogue that Dusty had at the hospital after he sees him like making out with the nurse, and his explanation for why he was doing this, what he was doing to Jamie, almost like this payback for how she treated us.
Yeah,
because he basically was trying to say like, oh, I get your nice guy routine that you're doing with her too. I felt like that being written was like a lived, like that was the justification for like
it felt real.
Like it felt like they felt entitled to be doing it because like well, she made us feel this way, so like this is how we're gonna make her feel. And I know anyone listening that this is a very like, it's a fun comedy. I'm not trying to take it too seriously, but it really felt like even comedies have like come up as for characters like this. Like there really is like a bigger like you really want to see them get their just desserts, and like he didn't get his, and not that Chris needed to get his to the point where they don't end up together, but there should have been some more dressing down of him for what he said to her, like at her work in public, and to like. He basically put himself in the position of those people that he hated by saying those things.
Oh my gosh. I just, everything you're saying is so right. And you know what? I just got a great idea, Gaius. I should have written this movie 20 something years ago. What if the two guys like are now outside of the bar, they're fighting. What over comes Ryan's mom, who loves Dusty. Carol loves Dusty, right? He's the one that invites her to the movies. She's so happy. And what if she hears Dusty, the real Dusty now, saying these nasty things, and his mom punches Dusty and like he gets hurt or something, right? Like that would have been fun, where it's like other people, not just Amy Smart and Ryan, not only them know who Dusty really is, but now other people in town realize he's a phony, because they go to his they listen to his music at the Christmas party. Which, can I just say, I kind of want to go to a Christmas party where someone plays music. I feel like that's done in movies and like shows, and it never happens in real life.
It's
right?
just only if whatever's playing on like someone's like fucking speaker. It's never like it's never playing
playlist.
And we have plenty of friends in our group that can play guitar and all that stuff, and that never happens. It never happens.
Say something to your friends. I will live vicariously through you. I'm like, I want someone to like play the piano. They do it in all these movies around Christmas time, and no one does it in real life. Anyway, but maybe that's it. Where like that's a good comeuppance for him. Where like not only does he get physically hurt, since it's such a physical movie, but that his ego and his outward appearance is taken down. That would
have been good.
New Line Cinema presents
Not the same person I was in high school, pal.
You'll always be fat to me, Chris.
Ryan Reynolds, Amy Smart, Anna Faris, and Chris Klein.
And then it is kind of a bummer, because we know that Samantha is absolute batshit crazy, but it's like he only realizes that he's in the wrong once she's in his house and is so obsessed with him that he's like, oh my God, let me just go back to Jersey. And I'm like, wait, you're literally already going on a flight? Like, whoa. Like,
everything happens so quick. Like,
it's so fast.
During the holidays.
Yes, exactly. You're right. There's not even like an airport scene. You're so right. Yeah, you would think there'd be like some other obstacle before he goes home, but again, they wanted to rush it. So I wonder if Samantha, even though she's so wild, if she could have just had one line that's a little bit more serious, to be like, well, it was so obvious that whore loves you, or something, where
make him realize like what he,
to make him realize like, oh, I am an asshole,
still her, but poignant, that could have worked,
right?
Yeah. And one thing I did want to ask you too, like, I didn't really, because I wasn't aware at the time. Was it a big deal that they had Ryan Reynolds in that opening? Like,
yes, let's talk about the fat
in fat suit and all that stuff.
Yes,
because it made me wonder if that's why they changed. Because like the theatrical poster is him in the the
face
fat face, and she's seeing him. But then on the DVD cover, they changed it to just regular Ryan Reynolds. I said regular,
sure.
like two different people. And I wonder if that's why that change was made, because of complaints.
I think so.
I just remember if that at the time was there really a big uproar or anything.
It's hard because this is post Shallow Hal, which was I saw in theater. Like it made a lot of money, but like people weren't savvy enough yet, because the people were still doing. Tyra Banks did a fat suit thing after this movie, so those kinds of that kind of makeup was still a thing. But I wouldn't be surprised if they probably heard some people thought it was weird, and just to lean. And also, he's not really in it all that much. He's not really in the suit in the movie all that much.
Just the opening, and then at the end credits when he's doing the
makes more sense, right? To just have him be how he looks in 2005. More handsome, more of the jerk that he really is. Because I believe on the DVD, it's her like pushing him away,
push him away, and push his face away.
It's actually funny to put the images together to be like, this is how they were, and this is how they are now. Because she doesn't really like him for a good portion of the movie. She's like, okay, he changed, right? But no, I'm glad you brought that up, because it is a little hard to watch. It is, sadly, I hope I don't sound like a jerk. It is very funny. I mean, it is funny to see him look like that. He is, like we were saying, very expressive,
the voice is good.
But also what's weird is it's almost like it's not like big enough. The bodysuit, I guess they were going for like a realistic thing, but you would think a movie like this, he'd be like really huge. So I kind of feel like either go big or just make him nerdy. But I guess they didn't want him to be nerdy if Dusty is just nerdy with his long hair. I don't know. You could have two different kinds of nerd. Yeah. I almost wonder,
I forgot they changed the DVD cover. I was like, oh,
yes. Well, they changed the marketing for sure. Where now you never really see the fat face, on any of the things. But I almost get the vibe that like, what if the writer changed it because Ryan is so in shape? Like, I just wonder if it was always like he was overweight, or if that was a rewrite once they got the cast. But Yeah, I'm glad we talked about that because that is a little that's maybe one of the things that hasn't really aged well, you know.
There was some stuff that I didn't think totally landed, like as far as like it was still like of its time, but like I still enjoyed it, and I love a comedy that is a breezy 90 minutes. However, I would have appreciated a less of a rushy like climax.
Exactly.
That was like one of the things I was like, I got to bookmark that because I was like, everything's happening really fast in the last 10 minutes. It was just like,
and I kind of wanted like Samantha to end up with the brother Mike. Like I kind of wanted to see them one more time or something.
Because they do,
right?
they do have that funny scene where she's putting oil on her. I thought that was hilarious.
Oh my god, the oil! More, enough. Okay, enough. Oh my god, so funny.
I also think it's funny that he's so like Ryan Reynolds is like pawning her off on his brother, but then so annoyed that his brother is putting in work on her that I was like, he's just kind of like, no, don't do that. But I need you to do that.
You're right. Chris is he's very controlling no matter what, right? But what I was going to say, one last thing I was going to say was, it's a deleted scene, which I never got this on DVD, so I've never seen. But Ryan was with Alanis Morissette in real life at the time, which I always forget that they were a couple. I cannot picture them together whatsoever. But because he's a music executive in the film, Alanis actually had a cameo as herself in like the at the record label. So I thought that was kind of cute and fun. So I got to try to find that because that'd be fun to watch. But
were they broken up by the time it came out on DVD? By the time they needed to cut the movie?
I think so. I'm pretty sure. But I mean, maybe not. Yeah, they were together apparently from 2002 to 2007, Alanis and Ryan. So she was around. So yeah, but yeah, so it's a little fun fact there. But no, it's a really wacky movie. I'm glad we rewatched it. Thank you for coming on, and thank you, listeners, for voting for it. But yeah, some things maybe just needed a little bit of tweaking. Maybe it hasn't aged completely well, but it made me laugh a lot. Anna made me laugh a lot, and some of Ryan's lines.
It's a good Anna Faris vehicle if you really, really like her. Yes. I think it's really worth it for that. And perhaps maybe now, not this year because I just watched it, but maybe next year I will add it into my early Christmas movie.
It could, I think we could rework it. Maybe not every year because, like we said, it is a little mean. It is a little violent. There's that one line I'm trying to look for it that I feel like sums this movie up very well. He says to his friend Clark at the dentist's office, he's like, well, if she wants Mr. Rogers, and I'm going to show her the biggest pussy she's ever seen. That's like the attitude of the movie, and of 2005, I think, right?
That's the vibe. That's the vibe it's giving.
Definitely a little raunchy body, that kind of thing. But thank you so much, my friend. I know you have to run, but this is going to be out Christmas week. So do you want to tell listeners what episodes do you have out on your show around this time?
You'll actually be hearing Mark. You'll be hearing Mark a couple times.
Oh, I guess for Miss Congeniality
and Miss Congeniality as well. And then Jackson and I are going to be doing Edward Scissorhands, so you'll hear all those by the time that this episode drops for you. Yeah. So like Jackson's a really big fan of Christmas movies per se, and I got him to do 2 years of it.
It is a Christmas movie, but it's a good one.
So it's Christmas adjacent. So like, and he doesn't want to do like stuff like Love Actually or The Holiday. So like, we had to like compromise.
I'll talk about The Holiday next year.
And if we can fit in the original Silent Night, Deadly Night, we might do that.
Oh, fun. Yeah, I'm curious about the new movie. I know. I love that. You should if you can. That's great.
Just friends.
Hey, Merry Christmas, neighbor.
And that's a very Jersey Christmas. Thank you for listening to or watching this episode, and thank you so much to my friend Gaius Bolling for coming back to the show to celebrate Just Friends. Check out his show, Back to the Blockbuster, if you haven't already, to see lots and lots of episodes that he and his co-host Jackson have done, some featuring yours truly. And follow him on Instagram at Back to the Blockbuster and at G_Reels with a Z. And hey, follow me too, please, at Release Date Rewind to see more of this convo and this comedy. Thanks, Alex, so much for your cameo as well. Great to see you at Thanksgiving. Thank you, Straw Hut Media, the You Run Podcast Network, Kyle Motzinger, and the Portland Media Center in Maine. Coming up next, everybody, we're doing a time warp and going to not one, but two mansions in a Tim Curry double feature. It's going to be a killer party. Merry Christmas.